And welcome to my YouTube channel Learning Bridge. So in the last video we discussed about what are Scrum events and the type of Scrum events. So we just covered what is sprint in the last video. Now let's continue discussing that and discuss about the next Scrum event, which is sprint planning. So what is a sprint planning? Let's move to next slide and discover. So sprint planning basically starts by presenting the work which is to be performed in that particular sprint. So everybody in the Scrum team will be present in the sprint planning meeting and we will discuss about the work which is to be performed. So of course product owner is going to do that. So product owner will present most important product backlog items and map it to the product goal. So he or she will give us a fair idea about what work they are targeting and then what all tasks needs to be done, like what all user stories, epics are there. And then Scrum team will listen to that very carefully, and then Scrum team will finalize the plan, because of course they have to directly work on it like a dev team or QA team or analysis team. So they will decide that what needs to work on, what we have to work on, and then if any other subtasks are required to be created. Then of course Scrum team is flexible to invite other people in the Scrum like the sprint planning call, so that they can receive the appropriate suggestions. Like there are chances, right? Some environment dependency is there, so maybe you need people from the required team like DevOps team or something, so that we can understand if the dependencies can get resolved during the sprint only. If not, then maybe we can move that particular task to next sprint. Sometimes it happens, right? Some of the environments are down. There are few ETAs for when the environment will be back again. So this is just one kind of example to discuss all such dependencies or other things. We can invite other people to join the Scrum and to be the part of the sprint planning meeting. Let's move ahead and understand that what all things does sprint planning promote. So first thing is, why is this sprint valuable? So what will happen is product owner will suggest that how product can increase its value, and entire Scrum team is going to help in defining the sprint goal. Now the next point is what can be done in sprint. So developers are going to select the tasks, as I mentioned earlier, to add in the current sprint. And then how to perform the shortlisted work. So developer will create the plan of action item required to create increment, which meets definition of done. So developer will typically break the product backlog items into smaller work items, so that we can create shorter subtasks. That okay, this task is going to take 8 hours, so they will maybe create one day long stories, one day long subtask, so that we can break the work into simpler activities which can be easily worked on. Let's say there is one component which needs to be developed. If I talk in like in web development sense, so if there's a web page that needs to be developed, different developers can work on different components of that web page. So rather than having a single task of creating a login page, some can work on the designing of that page, and some people can work on the actual validation. So that's how we can divide the work in a team. Now moving ahead, what is a sprint backlog? So sprint backlog is a combination of sprint goal, product backlog for that particular sprint, and then plan of delivering that sprint. So this entire components will constitute the sprint backlog. Now moving ahead, what is going to be a typical sprint duration? So sprint duration, as I mentioned in the previous meeting as well, sprint duration can be of 1 month or smaller. And what is the duration of a sprint planning meeting? So the duration of sprint planning meeting will be maximum 8 hours when the when the sprint time is of 1 month. So 8 hours for a month sprint, and then we have to note that it can be lesser for shorter sprints. So this slide refers to the sprint planning meeting duration. I hope you like this video. We have covered everything with respect to sprint planning. Thank you for watching till the end. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel Learning Bridge. Thank you for watching.